All right, let's let him get in here, Coach. We got a big show tonight. See, we got some new music, Coach. This was big, man. So we had to come in with some new music. Oh, they jumping in here now. I see them. Hello, I'd like to welcome everybody to a special edition of the HBCU Coach's Corner, hosted by none other than the SWAC legend himself, Johnnie Cole. I'm his trusty sidekick, Rocky, and we have a very special guest today. But before we get started, how you doing, Coach Cole?
Man, doing wonderful, Coach, man. Just coming off that sickness, boy, feeling good. Glad we back on the show for this special thing. It seems like, you know, our show is a base and a foundation for HBCU football because we talk real talk. We got armchair, we got the coach, we got the ref, and we got all kind of resources. We got real resources. So
Coach, just going over. We've had Trey Oliver on the show.
Yeah.
We've had Eric Dooley on the show.
Yeah.
We've had Coach Graves on the show. Southern as well. After he was hired, Coach, we had Mickey Joseph on the show prior to him being appointed as the head coach at Grambling. Coach, again, we are providing great content and for coaches and this platform for coaches. So far, Coach, we batting 1,000, Coach. Everybody we've had on the show either had a job or got a job shortly after being booked for this show. Coach, what do you think about that, Coach?
Yeah, well, don't forget, we had the CEO of HBCU TV Go, the Black College channel for Black College football, right here on our show. So man, look, this is what it's about, Coach. And, I've had a dream about and tired of watching the other guys, when you turn on the NFL and when you turn on the big time college football and you see their former coaches being analysts, you see their former coaches or former analysts getting each other jobs and talking about the positive things about coaching. We got some great Black college coaches and we got some great coaches. We can stop saying black, but some great coaches that need to be put on a pedestal because if you ain't never sit in a coach's seat, you just don't understand all the things that go with it. And we've got some great guys. And the only way we can get to where we want to go is we got to promote our own.
Hey, Coach, you're absolutely right, Coach. And all the coaches that have been on this show and the ones that want to be on the show would love to have our next guest in the stable.
No question, Coach.
So with no further ado, I'm gonna bring in none other than the guy himself, Andrew. Hold on, I got it queued up. Hold on, Coach. I got something queued up special for him, and I messed it up.
1, 2, 3, Andrew, buddy! Stop playing with that man!
Hey, Andrew, that's how most of the SWAC got acquainted with your greatness right there through the off-script channel and your exploits in SWAC football. From the day you took your first snap at TSU, you've been one of the most dynamic players in the SWAC, Coach, and we're so glad to have you on the show, Andrew. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, Rock. I'm blessed. I appreciate you and Coach Cole having me on the show today, man, for real.
Well, I had to see the one. I came to the game. They say, watch for number 1 on the field, and he's number 1 in our heart. I said, well, I need to know who that is because I know I took some snaps, too, at Texas Southern. And I have to really say, Coach, Andrew, you really impressed me when I came to see you play.
I appreciate that. For real. That means a lot, especially coming from an alum.
Hey, you got an announcement to make Andrew. And in the, this is entertainment, Andrew. So we gonna hold off the announcement, but we're gonna get to know you first, Andrew. We're gonna get to know you. So what would you like us to know about you off the bat, man? Who is Andrew Body?
Man, he's just I'll say he's a selfless person that just cares about everybody else reaching their goals for real, for real. Like, for me, everybody around me, everybody in my circle, I want to see winning and stuff like that. So wherever I go, I feel like it's kind of like, it kind of gravitates in a sense. So just a person that cares, loving, you know what I mean? And shoot, he's a great friend at the end of the day and a great person. He does the things that he needs to do.
Well, Andrew, what would your teammates and your coaches say is your most redeeming quality off the field? I'm talking about as far as a character trait that your coaches and your teammates would really appreciate about you.
I would say just how much of a people's person I am. So you know what I mean? Somebody can come into, let's just say they came into the program first day. I'm going to chop it up with you, you know what I'm saying? Pick your brain and shoot. You thinking since I'm just Andrew Body, stuff like that, I'm not remembering your name. I'm going to pop up, give you a whole nickname that I just made you on some stuff. So really just being a people's person, bro. It ain't hard for me to, give the vibe off that I'm friendly and just always showing love for real.
Absolutely. Hey, Coach, is there anything you like to ask? I got another question for him because I want to address the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is, yes, Andrew Body entered the transfer portal, and he will be making a decision as to where he will be going, attending school next. But as an alum, Coach Cole, I know you can't let that go lightly, Coach. What would you like to say to your fellow alum?
Of course I feel some kind of way because I hate letting go such a talent that he is. And I wish, I could have had a chance to talk to him. But, I know he comes from a good foundation, got great support from home. And I know they put all the chips and everything together and made the right decision. But, one thing about me, I believe in loyalty, and when you play that position, you got a lot of people depend on you, and but whatever him made that decision to make the decision, I know it wasn't an easy one. But hey, as a Tiger, we still got a chance. He ain't signing with that, or maybe this big announcement tonight ain't going somewhere. Maybe it's something else. But Body, it was kind of like, you tell me if I'm wrong, like you kind of fell in Texas Southern's lap. I think where you played, you had great stats coming out of high school. One of the top quarterbacks to ever play quarterback in Texas. I would say got passed over, or most likely they didn't give your area enough credit to saying that what you did there really wasn't you, was the competition you was playing against. So you kind of fell in Texas Southern's lap. Can you kind of talk about that?
I would say, like, coming out of high school and stuff like that, like, even when I found out, like, how many yards I had threw for, like, even the news reporting people was surprised. Like, they didn't even know. So I'll for sure say, like, the Corpus Christi area and really the South Texas area in general really gets under-recruited and really no type of notoriety whatsoever. So, but truthfully, I feel like God does everything for a reason, and he put me at Texas Southern there for a reason. And they just gave me the opportunity. That's all that I asked for and I prayed for. And they was the only Division I school that gave me that opportunity. So I took off and ran with that.
Right. Now, Andrew, as I remember, your freshman year, you weren't the game one starting quarterback, were you?
No, sir. No, sir. I had actually got one play against Prairie View my freshman year due to a helmet coming off.
So let me kind of explain to us how you ended up, and if any of y'all haven't seen the TSU Rice game, you need to go back and watch that game, right? Rice is a Division I FBS opponent. And describe to us how you end up getting that start, and then kind of explain to us what was going on in that start.
So truthfully, bro, it's kind of funny because like college really went a lot like high school in a sense. So like not being the starter day one really just wasn't like nothing new to me. So you know what I'm saying? I kind of knew that I would have to respond to that adversity and come back harder essentially. So going into that Baylor game the week after PV, it's pretty much me and the starting quarterback and my quarterback coach. He calls us up and he's like, hey, B, you got the 5th drive. He said, after that, we just gonna rotate and we're gonna go with the high hand. I'm like, say less. Let's just do something. I'm ready to get in this game, get on the field, you know, just eager. So I did pretty solid against Baylor, moved the rock a little bit, moved up and down the field, got us a touchdown with our running back. It really ain't called my touchdown, but it's cool though. So then
I was at that game, Baylor game.
That game was so fun, bro. I loved the energy. I loved it. But
at McLean Stadium, yeah, and that's my hometown. So I wasn't at the game, Andrew, but I was definitely tracking that game.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So after that Baylor game, really that like right when we hit Sunday we'll have meetings, go up there and talk. And he was like, hey, you did pretty good against Baylor, so and so. He was like, this week you're gonna be the starter. And ever since then, shoot, I knew I wasn't trying to get off the field, so I was gonna do everything in my power to stay.
You know, Buddy, I've coached. I don't know if you know a lot about me, besides that I'm an alumnus. I've coached a lot of great quarterbacks, and one of the emphasis I put on my quarterbacks is pass completion and winning football games.
Yes, sir.
And I've seen you in 2 games. And just tell me your thinking that we lost at the end, which was the Alabama A&M game when unfortunately you got hurt.
Yes,
and then
sir.
This past week, the Prairie View game, we up by what, 17 in both of those games probably? We up 2 scores. Tell me, going into the series, I'm running on the football field, what is either on your mind or have been drilled in your mind that what we need to do from here with the football? We both in the 3rd quarter, right?
Yes, sir.
Scenarios. You know, and of course, you know, I made my observation, but I want you to know, what are you thinking or what have you been taught when you went out there those first times during those periods of the game that end up turning out that we lost both of those games at the
end? To start that off, I would say like just those 2 situations, they're kind of like completely like different, if that makes sense. So the Alabama A&M one being really, it was really 4th quarter for real. Us being up and stuff like that, us losing our starting quarterback, kind of our energy at that point. Having our really our first drive ain't even have our backup quarterback going. We actually had went wildcat with Ja'Cory Howard. So with that, you know, being a quarterback, you kind of run off confidence in a sense, really. So I just feel like the whole situation and the way that was prepped, I just feel like that was just the only thing that kind of deterred us from that win. Mm-hmm. And really just a lot of people, you know, how people get excited before the game's over and stuff like that. And we all know if you don't handle your business, none of the extracurricular even matters because you ain't do what you had to do. Compared to the PB game this year, when we did end up getting up, now, like I was saying, it's kind of different because now you got me in the game. I'm really at 65% arm-wise, so you know what I'm saying, I'm not just able to do my 100% or really just my best performance in a sense. So that was another reason kind of leading into this past season why I felt like it wasn't the best decision for me to play, because it wouldn't give my team the best opportunity to win if I'm not my best self.
Well, one of the things that I was when I observed it, I didn't think you were given, and it's not on you. I didn't think you were given enough information on how to handle both of those situations. Before I asked you the question, I was told you I put emphasis on pass completion and winning with
yes, sir.
And in both of those instances, as the Prairie View game, I don't know if you knew, you guys was averaging 10 yards a carry.
Yes, sir.
Between
yes,
you
sir.
and that tailback, y'all was averaging 10 yards a carry. So, and with your arm the way it was, I kind of felt you were put at a disadvantage. So that deal. And then the A&M game, you know, I know you guys, I don't know how close did you guys know that if we want to win this game, it's we going to the championship. You know what I mean? So I still think, because once you broke out and was scrambling, not only did you, to me, would have been get down. Scoring ain't important to us because we were already up. You change hands with the ball. And I think a lot of that body, again, I don't think it's your fault. I think it just wasn't put into you that you know, you needed to get down. You know, it was more important that you got down. But you were so used to putting the whole team on your back. You know, you can agree with this on Rocky, because he's so outstanding with the ball. At that time, we didn't need you to. We need you to get down and slide. So I watched both of those games, but I just wanted to ask you, what was your mindset? And I figured it was because you're a winner. You're a winner. You're used to carrying the team on your back. You got all you like. I could hear the way you kind, and I've heard all the players think a whole bunch of you. But sometimes playing that position is like you got to be a coach out on that field.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and I want to show some footage of Andrew, because I think they forgot. Like really, I really, and this game will be ever remembered in my mind as the flu game, right? And not the Jordan flu game. We talking about the Andrew Body flu game. And Andrew probably knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say the flu game, right? We talking about Andrew Body against Grambling. And I just want to show a few of these highlights, man. Now, this is Scotty going off about it. And it's a parody.
With a win, you know what I'm saying, with the flu game. So keep mindful, we'll be praying and diligent.
The obligation, my team.
We're just gonna play a little bit of this, man.
Give that extra.
Scotty, my boy, man.
Andrew's Body let him down, right? This week he couldn't practice. He's jumping around. He's ready to go, and they'll need him to make big plays in the air and on the ground.
This Jordan arrived.
Lewis on the punt return. They start with Body on a keeper. He has some room. He has the first down, and Body dives down at a.
Let me just stop right there. I know as a coach, you have some advice for your starting quarterback, coach. And you saw what Andrew just did, right?
Yes.
What would you tell Coach Andrew in that situation? Now, not only is he your starting quarterback, but he's a little bit under the weather, isn't he, Coach?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We definitely. I tell him, look, we want you for the long run, not the short run. Go on, get on down. Get. See, you know, my philosophy. Give me 3.5. Give me 3.5, and you 3 and 3.5. That's a first down. We want to play first downs, but he's so electrifying. You know, he's so
the 29-yard line, pick up a 12, and the place will make it 4th and 11. Andrew Body at quarterback. Looking downfield, has a man. This pass is caught, and he's down at the 1-yard line. What a catch by.
Right, you gonna find a way.
Oh, they got matching with Jordan, huh?
It's the flu game, Coach.
despite being sick this week. Body cranking it way downfield. Has his man open. What a catch. And it's going to be A.J. Bennett sprinting for the end zone. And it's a touchdown for Texas Southern. He makes a house call. So Hawkins has the set he wants. Fakes it to Washington. He keeps, and he does not get the first down behind him. What a Ontario.
For real, defense was on.
And it's going to be a Texas Southern touchdown. Then we had 35 seconds to go.
Explain this, Andrew. What play is this,
Andrew? To the right. Now he tries to get back to the left.
Is like
back
a
to the right again.
To the right.
Andrew Body has open spaces in front of him. He spins.
I'm rolling.
And Body is going to be
and
close
like at
to the
first, I'm like, man, this is looking like it's going to get cut short, bro. Let me spin back. So I spin back, and it's like my lineman just standing right here. So I'm like, oh, shoot. Let me go ahead, go back this way. I seen my receiver, but I said, nah, I wouldn't even have made the throw fast enough. I would have missed the throw.
Now, I might give you one more time, Coach Cole. In that play where he literally jumps over a guy backwards, what would be your advice in that situation for your starting quarterback?
Well, hopefully for my starting quarterback, Coach, he wouldn't have to make those great plays. You know what I'm saying? You only want him to make those great plays when he have to. You know, hopefully I could have put him in some better plays to be able to make it happen. But, you know, he's extremely exciting. You know, again, I had been in them quarterback meetings and stuff like that, but he definitely can extend plays. And that's what the NFL is going to, you know, with some of these black quarterbacks, you know, but, you know, there's some other questions, of course. You know, I'm not the armchair. I'm really a coach. And I would have to sit down with him and talk to him about, you know, but, you know, like I said, he's exciting to watch. I think any team would be lucky, and hopefully Texas Southern is still in the running of being lucky, you know, whoever we decide to choose as a head coach. But I would love to see him stay, and I'm going to say that a couple more times on this show.
On a count of three, if you at home with me. 1, 2, 3. Everybody!
Got him, man.
Stop playing with that man.
You know, Andrew, I think, okay, we're gonna get a little, we're gonna dig a little deeper here, Andrew.
I got you.
In this regard. You know, with you being one of the most, for the past 2 previous seasons, you being one of the most electrifying players in the SWAC, no doubt, right? One of the most dynamic and productive players in the SWAC, Andrew. However, your team, when you look at wins and losses, right, the wins and losses didn't come at the rate of the excitement based on your play, right? So I guess my question is asking you this, and then, Coach, you can follow up on this, Coach. With you turning into the system, Andrew, and then you guys losing games the way you did, do you think you may have, you know, did you get frustrated or anything like that, being that Texas Southern offensively, you were the system and you couldn't just get them over the hump week after week? Did you take that personal, or and
I'll say I really, that's crazy, bro, because I have recently, probably like 2 weeks ago, I went back to my city, right? And I just talked to my high school about that, bro. And it's like, for me, bro, I kind of take everything personal, for real. Like, you know, people be like, don't take it personal. Like, nah, I'm finna take it personal because you shouldn't have even did that. But so for me, it's like I just said earlier, I feel like everything happens for a reason. So when my coach always says, he's like, give yourself 10 minutes to kind of react to what just happened, in a sense. So after that, it's kind of over with. But if you just go back and watch the games, like anybody, if like literally go back and watch the games, you'll know that our record for sure didn't define like nothing that we had going on at the program whatsoever, because especially this past season, truthfully, because a lot of, like, we know the real. A lot of them teams shouldn't even have been dealing with us, but we just ain't put our best foot forward and execute. So A lot of them losses for sure would have me frustrated after the game, but you can't go back and change nothing at all. So at the end of the day, once it's over, it's kind of over. But best believe get back is for sure put in my mind right after the game.
Let me ask you a question, and I'm gonna back you up from coming out of high school. I
Yes,
know
sir.
when I came out of high school, I was a quarterback as well, and of course I'm from Ohio, and I wanted to go to Ohio State.
Yes,
Now
sir.
here you are. You put your name in the portal, and if you had the option, if people was ringing your phone, if you had the option, where would you want to go play quarterback at?
That's a good question. That's a great question, actually. So really, coming out of high school and stuff like that, really ever since being little, cause Leonard Fournette, that's really big bro to me. So seeing him play over there at LSU and stuff like that, that was my dream school coming out of high school. Like I didn't even had a whole LSU license plate and some other stuff on some being a fan. So I'll for sure say that was a school that I would be interested in, as well as University of Houston, just being in the area right across the street. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to, literally just. And my thing is, bro, like wherever I go, my main objective is to literally be highlighting HBCU athletes, bro. Because for me, y'all, we had a lot of good people come out of the SWAC, like good people, like not just. You know what I'm saying? Like
There's
these
some
people
greats
have
that came out the SWAC as well.
like literally legitimate chances to go to the league, and I feel like being at an HBCU, like you get an opportunity, bro, but you don't get a fair shot. Like you're not getting the same shot as everybody else, and I feel like even Shadur said it at Colorado. The only difference is the O line and the D line. Skill position is the same. We still gonna sling the rock the same. Receivers still gonna run the same. DB still gonna guard up. So it's like these people need to recognize like it's the whole stage of college football changed now. So I feel like we need to put that out there and let them know.
Now, Coach Cole, I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Coach.
Yes.
If you're a coach, right, and you are considering bringing in Andrew Body,
right? No, I am a coach.
Oh, my bad, Coach. My bad, Coach. Okay, let me correct myself, Coach. If you are one of the head coaches,
I gotta get it right sometime.
Yeah, you do, because I'm an armchair guy over here, right? We got a lot. First off, let me take a pause because we got a lot of requests for this.
On a count of three, if you at home with me. 1, 2, 3. Andrew Buddy! Stop playing with that man.
So check this here out. Andrew, with that being said, you're a bona fide SWAC superstar quarterback. There's no doubt about it. Every school in the SWAC would love to have your services, a guy like you at quarterback. Coach, this is what I'm going to put on Coach Cole. Coach Cole, if you were a head coach of a program in the SWAC or in HBCU football or in FCS for that matter, what would be your recruiting pitch to get Andrew to come to your school? What would you say to him?
Well, I would say that are you tired of losing? Because I'm a winner, and I'm not. I'm gonna teach you how to win football games. Yeah, it's good to run for 150 yards and throw for 300, but if you ain't winning, you ain't doing your job. That's the job of a head coach and a quarterback, is to win football games. I had a kid named Darnell Kennedy at Alabama State who finished number 6 in NCAA passing back in 2021, 22. He started as a freshman, just like Andre Body. He was lighting it on fire. He would drive the team all the way down to the 1 and then throw an interception, or they would fumble. And the thing about him, I said, you know how to play, but do you know how to win? You got to do what makes you win. And those are the little things. And sometimes that's a giving of yourself, of that 1 yard or that ride, and keep it and try to make something happen. So again, I only can go by back and what I see, I know this, that if I did have him or if he was available, I'd definitely be in the line to get him. Because not only is he a great athlete, you know, he seems like he's a great kid and he comes from a great foundation. And that's what's important in that position. Just not any kid can take them snaps or to turn your playbook over into him and say, okay, run my team. Because so it's more than that. And just not against body, but when you look back over the past, you know, most black quarterbacks, you know, they go to their legs, they go to their athletic ability because all their life they've been able to do that. But you got to coach them through those periods. Meaning when you're watching film, he might fake everybody out and run down there and score, or fake everybody out and run. But when he hit his back foot, did he go through his progression? First, second, third. You know what I mean? That's what you got to teach him. And the first thing we always go back to is running. Name a running black quarterback who's won the Super Bowl. And there's only been one that's got there, and that's Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? But to me, Jalen Hurts is a kid that he don't get the props for it. But I think he's the whole barrel of wax. I think he drop back, he can make every throw.
You know,
those are things that I would go with Andre Body about going back, watching film and saying, all right, what coverage are you in? Where's your primary, your secondary, third? I see that you can extend plays, but can I see you hit that back foot and come off? Because he does have pro potential. You do have pro potential. Right where you are at Texas Southern University.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this, Andrew. And I'll ask you this: is there a coach out there that came to you and said, "Hey, Andrew, we see your ability to improvise. We see your ability to run the football and extend the play, right? We see at Texas Southern, you were the system, right? But sure. Andrew, are you willing to play within our system? What is your response to that?
As long as I ain't changing positions, I'm willing to play wherever.
No.
That's what I really. That's
so
what I really thought.
Were you in a spread offense in high school?
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna go in no wing T. Yeah, that's probably the only thing I wouldn't just get into, like a Navy type team.
What I was kind of asking you, Andrew, would you consider developing skills that would have you lean on whatever the progressions is in the offense rather than leaning on your dynamic athletic ability? Like,
most definitely, because at the end of the day, you know, I feel like I could grow in some areas for sure, and that's like a priority of mine on my list, like to where I want to go. I want whoever my coach is, I want to be able to learn as well as grow with them, because being at Texas Southern, you know what I'm saying, the past couple of years, I learned so much, and I feel like I could elevate my game even more. So getting a coach that could really just take me there all the way to that level off of what I already learned, that would be amazing.
So go ahead. Go ahead, Coach.
And I have to be honest, you know, I'm putting on my coaches. It amazes me that we had a tailback to rush for 2,900 yards. Could have easily been $3,000, and you finished 3-8, and you don't have your quarterback. And y'all two played together last year.
Fact. That's my boy, LD.
Yeah, y'all a hell of a. You and Owens and the other kid, and you had great wide outs, man. I just, you know, it pains me, you know, because I am a Tiger, to see that y'all were very, very talented. You guys were very, very talented. And you know, I wish I could have been a little more closer to the program to really put my finger on it. But there's some schools out there for you. But like I told you, I'm gonna say it all through our show, TSU. You know, that's your home. That's your home, and you know, hopefully, you know, we can get the right coach in there and get you going. and bring another championship to our university. I would hate to be playing against you.
On a count of three, if you at home with me. 1, 2, 3, Andrew Buddy!
Hey, Andrew. Again, I went back and did my research and saw that you were a legendary, historically productive in the high school, not just any state, but the state of Texas. And you know how you know what Friday nights is in the state of Texas.
Come on.
And with that being said, you know, what was your high school experience like? What was being recruited like for you? You know, being that you were legendarily productive.
So I'm gonna just give y'all a whole rundown. Cause look, it's funny. Every time I talk to my partner back in the city, he'll always be like, "Man, AB, I remember how you first started. Whoop-de-whoop." I'll be like, "Man, you a fool, bro." So, like I was saying, like I ain't start off coming in first, like I ain't in college. So we had to start it here and stuff like that. I moved into Corpus going into high school, so 8th grade summer. I'm really still wanting to stay at my old school, my friends and stuff. But my grandma, she ended up getting sick, and we ended up moving with her and stuff like that. So ended up getting on varsity freshman year. First game, they do put me in. They do put me in like the 5th drive or something like that. But mind you, like my school's terrible at this point. My high school's terrible. Like they was 1-9 3 years in a row before I got there. So freshman year, get in there. First snap I ever get, high school. Go straight through my legs, center snapped it low. Dive on it, get pulled out like 3 drives. So get back in, coach gave me another chance. I run the ball, it's like a power sweep right or something. Try to stiff arm this big old linebacker, bro. My hand flies back at me, smashes on my face, man. This dude strips me, almost scores, bro. I ain't see the field 4 weeks, fam. Like 4 weeks straight, just on the sideline practice. 5th week come, right? We playing the school like in between Corpus and my old town. Halftime we coach is like, man, let's start a freshman out and see what he gonna do. Dude end up doing pretty good, you know. Shoot, I'm really just having fun, truthfully. End up having a pretty solid game. I ended up being the starter. So he's really the whole time being in high school, we really turned the whole program. So freshman year, we ended up going 4-6. I only played 6 games that year. I ended up having like 1,200 yards freshman year. Sophomore year, what we ended up doing? We went 6-4. We flipped it, got positive. That year I had about 3,500. Junior year we went 12-1. Our first playoffs, 3rd round. That year I ended up having 4,100. And the funny thing is, bro, I ain't never run the ball till really my senior year. Like I was really slow. I was. So senior year, our backdoor, we went 9-5. We ended up losing in the 4th round, starting 0-4 in the season though. So I ended up having 4,300 passing and 1,500 rushing that year though.
So I know the city was on fire with you guys making a deep run like that in
and
the
it
playoffs.
Was so look though, the turn part was in the 3rd round, my junior and sophomore, no, the senior year, we had played Veterans Memorial in the playoffs, and that's the school right in the city too. So that stadium was so packed out, bro. It was so packed out.
So you had a very fulfilling high school football career.
Most definitely. Most definitely a blessing. Because like I told you, them reporters ain't know, and truth be told, like that's what a lot of people, I feel like they be kind of getting it mixed up. Like if you just doing what you got to do and stuff like that, handling your business on the field, like you gon' get all the accolades regardless because you handling your business. So Like me having them yards and stuff, I really ain't know it till my junior year, till I hit 10,000 actually. Like they hit me up there. It's like, hey B, you got 10,000 yards passing? Because my coach is like, hey B, 10K. I'm like, what you talking about, coach? But I was number 10, so I'm thinking he was just making a joke.
Oh wow! Let me ask you something. And we talked about what would be your, if you were coming out of high school or whatever, or now you're in the portal. You spoke of LSU being, what kind of program or what kind of offense or what kind of program would you want to go to? Well,
I feel like as far as like what type of offense?
Yeah, would you want them throwing the ball all over the place, a mixture?
I for sure want them throwing the ball around, maybe with like a little bit of QB run, but it ain't even got to be that because it's gonna kind of come naturally when something breaks down. Either that or some type of pro style or spread for sure, just so I can get that under my belt. Because in the pros, they're doing a lot of under center play action and stuff like that, so I'm gonna have to be ready for that.
Right. Have you ever took snaps from a
Under center?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We had like a goal line formation, but not really just open field.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this too.
Yes, sir.
When I was coming through, I'm gonna say some names. Your father them probably don't know. We looked up to Lynn Dawson, Johnny Unitas, because I didn't have black quarterbacks coming up until the first time I seen Doug Williams in 77, 78 years. Then we seen Doug and Eddie Robinson. You see your first black head coach. For me, because I'm from Ohio, who is it that you can say set the tone or put it in your mind that this is who I want to be?
So I'll say at first, like a big inspiration for me at first, like for sure was Cam Newton, bro. Like that was my guy. Like from ever since he had first gotten the league for real. I was watching him all the time. I'm seeing him doing all types of crazy stuff, And I'm like, man, like, shoot, I want to do what he's doing. And it's really like, my thing is, bro, being a football player, like, it's really about putting on the show for the fans, truthfully. Like, that's how I think about it. Like, it's about the wins and stuff like that. But like I said, if you're doing what you got to do, it's going to come regardless. I'm trying to show these fans, like, man, y'all just bought these tickets. I'm finna give y'all what y'all want.
Now, I'm gonna take my TSU. I'm gonna put my heart over to the side. All right, there's 11 other schools in the SWAC conference. 11 other schools. Give me your top 3 that you would consider.
Top SWAC schools?
Yeah, and we're taking Texas Southern out because we know that's number 1. You're gonna go back. But what's your top 3 or 4 schools you would go to?
So I got some partners on the team, they're from all over the states and stuff like that. So I'll for sure say FAMU cool. This ain't in no order either. This shit right. Okay. So FAMU, they cool, they pretty solid. I only been to Florida once, bro, and that was when we had played Bethune. The environment over there is nice though. It's very nice. I ain't never been. Probably Southern, the MBR. The MBR. Then in my
now, before you finish, now we got Sports Illustrated listening on you. We got all the HBCU channels listening to you. So whatever you say, this is gonna come. Me and Rocky, we got the show, buddy. I should have told him that.
Andrew, we, and Coach Cole has this same experience. When we get off this show, there's people that's gonna call us and ask us questions about what was said on the show, right? So be mindful as you go through your list, because we just on here having fun with you, Andrew. Right. But I know you're in a situation where you're trying to weigh your options, and things like that. And you have a huge announcement that you're going to make here shortly. But before you do that, I want to I got another.
We'll let him finish his lineup, Coach.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, you got it.
Who I said? I said fam.
Southern.
Man, because look, Southern, that was my first time ever being in Southern this past year. Like, because, we've been having that Arlington Classic. Bro, when I see you.
That's national championship at Southern.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, man, they environment, once they get them lights going, I ain't gonna lie, they be on go.
Yeah.
And lastly, I'll probably say, trying to make sure I ain't forgetting nobody. Probably.
There's a lot of. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of Jackson State people on here. So if you want to make them happy, you can say Jackson State. But we got a lot of them. We got a lot of Jackson State people on here.
I might have to. I'll probably say, PV's my old high school colors. They cool.
Ooh, you're killing
Hey, Andrew, you might be on. Hey, Andrew, you might be on to something. Coach, hey.
No, what don't happen? Well, I'm talking now. This Texas Southern Prairie. Man, you don't talk about no Prairie View, man, ever.
I just said some colors.
We don't talk about Prairie View.
Hey.
But we got to get some culture back on that school, man.
Hey, can y'all see that?
I'm just kidding with you, buddy.
Nah, we good, Coach.
Woo.
You know what it is, right?
I see you though. But look though, Rock, this really the part people not understanding though, bro. Like, so like freshman year, bro, I did cool for a freshman, right? Yeah. Sophomore year, I did okay. Like, and both of the years, truthfully, for my standard for myself is really I'm just gonna say it's really BS because I know what I could do, bro. So wherever I land, bro, wherever I'm at, y'all just tune in this next season because I promise y'all it's gonna be up.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Andrew, let me ask you this. Along that lines, you said that you were looking to learn in your next experience, right?
Yes, sir.
So as you going through this process, are you choosing coaches or are you choosing schools?
It's really a mixture of both. I'll say the priority would be the coaches, and then secondary would be the school, if that makes sense. So it's like, because at the end of the day, you ain't just gonna go somewhere and you know what I'm saying, do nothing. Like that's dead. So wherever it is, I'm finna have a solid coach and then a solid surrounding cast.
So let me go over a few things, Andrew. How are we academically right now as far as with your grades and all that kind of stuff?
Shoot. Man, I just told myself I gotta quit saying that. Man, that's bad. I'm doing real good though, bro. This past semester was actually my best semester while being at Texas Southern. So I was pretty proud of myself for that, truthfully. Because I had principles of marketing, bro, and we had a lot of presentations in there. And she was grading real hard.
Well,
okay. Go ahead.
Give you some advice, Coach. I thought I was pretty good as well. But at the end of the day, that paper, you can stand on that paper longer than you can stand on a football. So
most definitely.
Make sure you make that a priority. That's real important.
And I asked you that to say the academic prospects at your next school, will that factor into your decision as well?
Most definitely. I have to go to a school that takes at least 85 to 90% of my credits, because I'm not finna go somewhere to try to restart and stuff like we just said. That degree is for sure mandatory wherever. Mandatory. I got to get that for Dukes and myself.
Absolutely. And for us older people, who is Dukes?
Mama Dukes, Miss Body. Everybody knows.
All right.
Yeah, I figured that was. I was going to ask you a question. Again, I've heard the support that you have.
Go ahead, shoot.
We get some calls from the body. I ain't gonna say the body gang, but
association.
Your supporters, and and me being alumnus there, and all that, I get it as well. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
you want to give them a shout out, your parents, your
man. Hey, shout out to Bodies, man. Big Body, Mama Body. Shout out Cuz Trente, man. Hey, cause I promise you, I got the best surrounding cast like in the world, bro. They take care of me. They make sure I'm good, bro. I'm blessed to have them for sure. And shout out to man upstairs. First off, he put me in this position.
With that being said, Andrew, how much does them being in the stands and their ability to be in the stands factor into your decision as to where you want to play?
I mean, that's a big factor as well. Cause I mean, like, if y'all would have just been at TSU for like a week, bro, during the season, y'all would have been like yo people, you would have been like, man, your people stay in Houston? And I would have been like, nah, they don't even stay up here. They would have been like, so where they stay at? And I say Corpus, you would be like, so how they getting up here? Bro, they is some road runners. Real life, there's some road runners. Like, I feel like wherever I go, they'll if I was in Europe, they gonna find a way to Europe to go watch the game. I mean,
well, let me ask the one question: does NLI money come into your decision, or maybe could come in your decision in some school from out California? We got some NLI money for you.
I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with with kind of what I said about the accolades. That's kind of gonna come with it, bro. Like if you handling your business on the field, you know what I mean? You putting up numbers, you putting your best foot forward, promoting yourself and stuff like that. You got a good social media. I feel like off rip, you're gonna be able to get a simple NIL, and that would literally just marketing and really just networking. Truthfully, networking. That's gonna be a big thing. You could just get on Instagram and text 5 businesses or whatever. You could get 3 deals. All they can say is no.
Yeah. When I seen Ohio State against Michigan, hell, you would have turned that game out for Ohio State. Shit, they definitely could have used you up there.
Yeah. You as we talk about the football, like what Andrew brings to the table from a football standpoint, Coach, there's a school out west in Montana. I believe it's Montana State. The Grizz. I'll just say the Grizz.
Yeah.
Their quarterback, McDowell, plays a lot like Andrew, right? I don't know if and they're in the FCS championship, right? And I'm just going to ask you this, Montana University, okay. Andrew, could you see and that kid, McDowell, is actually from Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
For a bag, would you go out to Montana and play for a program like that?
Like I said, bro.
Hold on, before you answer that question, buddy. Ain't no driving up there now. I'm talking about your sports now. Ain't no driving up there.
Driving.
It's like the whole family got to move up there.
Oh, it's like that.
Up to Montana's way up there.
Hey, the school, the coach is good, everything, the program's good. Come on, let's go ball.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you know, Andrew, I know I like, now me and Coach Cole go back and forth about this. Coach Cole likes an operator who is athletic at quarterback. I like athletic quarterbacks, right? And so immediately after the Jackson State game, your freshman year, I was a fan of Andrew Body. had nobody at that point been able to move the football consistently against Jackson State. And that first half, you lit them up like a Christmas tree, with your running and passing ability. And unfortunately, the second half, they were able to make some adjustments and kept you out the end zone the second half. So you're my guy. You're the kind of guy I like, right? But
yes, sir.
But in your mind, what style or what type of quarterback are you? Describe who Andrew Body is as a quarterback.
Y'all been on 2K before? Like how they be having them builds? I'm like a three-way scorer, if that makes sense. So I got the throwing, that's one way to score. I got the running, that's one way to score. And then my last one is like an X factor. It's called make something shake.
Now, Coach, what would you want him to use in what order of those three attributes?
I can't argue with him because that's where I got the name of my offense, the Hobo offense, from Madden. My guys that I played ball with, Donald Narcisse and Daryl Colbert and Leonard Moon, that's where they got. They said, Cole, you run that Hobo offense. I said, well, what is that? That high operated big play offense. You trying to score every time, ain't you? And that's where I got the name of my offense. I look, Andrew, I would have loved to coach you. I really would have loved to coach you. And I think you would have really, really had a whole bunch of fun, I enjoyed talking with you. I enjoyed seeing you play. I'm pretty sure that playing with you is a memory itself. Man, I can't say enough. Hey, I got it. One thing about him, I like a cocky quarterback.
Hey, I would say I heard a lot about you as well, Coach. I heard a lot about you as well.
It's all true, man. All of
you the GOAT.
The bad and the ugly. Hey, Andrew, I brought my shirt. Let me see if you can see it. That's the last one. Oh, is that the SWAC championship? Yeah.
I got the screenshot right in my gallery of that 2010 season.
Yeah.
Andrew, we still got time, and even if you want to take calls or whatever, we still can. We can take calls, but I want to give you a chance to make your big announcement right now, Andrew. What is the big announcement that Andrew Body has to make today?
So, hey, on my backup Instagram, my literally the name of it is AB100. So, hey, this is just letting everybody know on this show. Y'all can tell y'all granny, y'all auntie, y'all uncle, y'all cousin, y'all niece, whoever. AB back, man. AB100, he 100% healthy, bro. Hey, wherever we go, I promise y'all it's going to be a show. I promise y'all.
So the doctor has released you 100%?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. And are you still training on it, or you've done really with your training and now can you just get back to working out normally?
Yes, sir. I still work out with like my trainer though, but that's just because everything going on with the school and stuff like that. The coach is really kind of out of office right now.
Right.
Hey, Coach, I wanna congratulate him, Coach. I know it's tough being injured. Watching your team, especially watching your team struggle this past season, knowing that you could have impacted the outcome of some of those games, man. And so, kind of explain to us, Andrew, what was it like being a guy who's sounds like you've been on the field for the past 5-6 years as a player. You never had to sit out much. What was it like to be on the sideline watching your team play as you recovered from your injury?
That's a great question. First off, bro, and I appreciate you, congratulating me on that, because that means a lot for real. It was a long time coming, but truthfully, man, the whole situation itself was really a blessing in disguise. First off, because just being a guy, being on the field, all you really get is action, 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 action. So being able to kind of take a step back and observe, get in like view mode. Now you're having to see everything else, outside factors, you know what I'm saying, internal factors. So, for example, at first, like my first year at TSU, like that's what I was going to tell coach about coming out of high school and stuff. Like going into college, just truthfully, probably why I ain't end up starting my first game. Just not really just being too informed on coverages. I had to grow on that tremendously. So, kind of being able to now, okay, bet we're gonna break down the shell first, getting our pre-snap read, making it mandatory. What type of front they got? They got a dose box, they got a Uno box, you know what I'm saying? Is the corner, that he got man eyes, does he got zone eyes? He's looking inside, is he outside press, just kind of getting a lot of the things that's gonna make being a quarterback easier. Truthfully, that's really what it helped me being, because being able to sit back and now you're watching somebody else in the game, and I'll get behind our quarterbacks in practices every time. I'm gonna go through the drop, I'm gonna go through the progression, and maybe not every time we throwing it to the same guy, we seeing different things. So it's like after the play, I'm gonna come say for example, Jace, hey Jace, let's chop it up. What you seen on that play? Okay, bet. Because it's like, bro, you can't just be stuck in your ways all the time. You got to be able to absorb and sponge things up from different people. You can learn from anybody. So really just taking advantage of that all the way, asking coaches literally every day, like, hey, coach, what you think I could, you know what I'm saying? What you think I could grow on? Like, what you think I should work on today? Just meeting with different coaches, getting a different understanding of defenses, meeting with my O-line coach, meeting with the linebacker coach, the DB coach. Like, it was just a blessing, bro, because a lot of people looking from the outside in, like, man, AB not playing, man. This look like da-da-da-da-da. Man, I only would have came if he's on there. Nah, like, it ain't even the point of that. Because, truthfully, this made me a better person, too. I had to learn how to put my feelings to the side besides how I feel about my situation and support my brothers on the field. Give them every power of energy that I do have, supporting them boys. Because, in a sense, if you think about it like this, like, say you're the starting quarterback of a team and you just got hurt. If you just back off and shun yourself from everybody, now you really making it hard on the team, bro, because you was just literally the captain of the team and now you didn't just disappeared compared to you. What's up, coach?
So let me ask you. So you actually just done this on your own. You weren't asked to stay around the team. You just was like, let me, because what we call it mental reps.
Yes, sir. Every time, gotta get them. So, like, for me, that was a big thing. I had to get mental reps every day, and really just, I came in with 75% of these players, so I got a bond with them. Like, it wouldn't be fair to them if I just didn't support them, because I know dang well if I'm on the field, they gonna love on me and show the same love. So, especially like my boys, Jay Will, the linebacker, Mike the DN, you guys.
So that was your choice.
Yes, sir.
You look, coach, I can't play, but I want to be around the program.
I am, because look, I'll probably say after the PV game, probably like a couple of days, I really kind of already felt like Doc was gonna tell me go ahead and shut it down. So, like, even the Rice and Toledo game, when I had dressed out, that was on me because I just really wanted to stay on my same routine.
Okay.
Hey, Coach, when you hear a quarterback, an athletic, explosive quarterback like Andrew, start talking that quarterback jargon that I don't understand, of course, that you understood, what is that, is that what you like to hear, a guy who has the skills of Andrew to start talking?
Yeah, without a doubt, because it starts there. you know, but, you know, I go a little more deeper because first and foremost, you know, how I was taught and the success I think I've had coaching quarterbacks is he's had to understand protection. And usually, you know, it depends on what type of offense you're in. In my offense, a quarterback has to understand what type of protection, because some protections causes a quarterback to block the uncovered blocker with a throw. You know what I mean by that?
Yes, sir.
So that means if they bring in more than you can block, then he knows where the unblocked guy is coming from, and he's got to be able to get rid of the football. You know, and that's why I'm saying about understanding protections. You know, coverages tell you where to go with the football. You know, coverage tell you what defender I'm gonna read to throw the ball off of. You know what I mean?
Sir.
So, you know, when the ball is snapped, to me, you know, teaching quarterbacks, you know, your first 3 steps or your first part of getting the football is finding the defender that you're going to throw the ball off of.
Yes,
Not
sir.
your eyes going to the receiver, to the defender. Once I hit that back foot or that whatever the drop is or whatever it is, then that defender is going to tell me right now where that ball goes.
Let me ask you this, Coach Cole, because as I listen to you, you have very specific and detailed insight in coaching quarterbacks because you were a quarterback on that level, right?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, Coach, how important it is that a quarterback is actually coached by another quarterback.
Well, it's very important, you know, but all quarterbacks ain't taught like I was taught. You know what I'm saying? I was taught by Lionel Taylor. Who is Lionel Taylor? Lionel Taylor is the first guy to ever catch 100 passes in the AFL, and he set that record. And the record would never be broke because there's no more AFL. He would tell me that all the time. Secondly, he coached with the Pittsburgh Steelers during a run at Rocky, as you know, and this is before Andre's time, when they ran those 4 Super Bowls. He won 2 Super Bowls with the with the Steelers, and then he went to the Rams and played Pittsburgh twice in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
And so that was the offense that I grew up on, was the Pittsburgh Steelers with Bradshaw and Joe Gilliam and Mean Joe Green and Larry Holmes. I watched so much film about those 4. It's just instilled in my brain, and we ran the same offense. And from there, I was able to, from me playing the game and just getting better and adding on as my career took off. And I took that as a base and added on and on and on and on and on. So it was, you know, I think that's where I had my success if it weren't for him. You know, so I know I teach sometimes a little different than some coaches. You know, some coaches and my man Andrew Body, you know, being in this spread, sometimes they tell you where to throw the ball to. You know, it's either this or this. You know, I wouldn't talk that way. I was like, this is the coverage. This is your primary, your secondary, your third-dairy guy. Now, if all that don't work, then let's do the Andrew Body. You know, let's spin.
1, 2, 3, me.
Let's do his due. You know what I mean? But if he was playing for me and took off running, and I seen that maybe 1 wasn't there, 2 wasn't there, I'm running down the field in practice and tackling. But in the game, I'll be saying, "Go, Body, go, score." But then I'm gonna coach him up.
Yes,
say,
sir.
Maybe we should have done this, and this. Because that makes you win, you know. And that's what the game is all about. You know, when I was a young coach, Body, at Tennessee State, a young offensive coordinator, we averaged over 300 yards. I broke every Ohio Valley Conference record, but we finished 4-7. And then we went to go visit Nick Saban down at LSU, and they taught me how to go back and look at what you're doing. Are you getting your ball to your playmakers? You know what I mean? I was kind of like you. I was hot Willie trips. We reversing, we running, and, you know, we throwing the ball off, but we wasn't winning.
Yes, sir.
Until I learned how to run that football, you know what I mean? And mix that running that football with that throwing, we started winning. And when I look at you and I look at your career, man, I just, you there. You just got to get in the right system. You can take the team wherever you want it. I believe in you 120%, man. And
I appreciate you.
Hey, now, if y'all want to call in and make a pitch for your school, right? Like I say, if you want to make a pitch for your school, the lines are open. Andrew's on the line. Andrew,
we are the podcast agents.
If you want to call in and make a pitch to your school, if it's Montana State, if it's Jackson State, if it's Montana University, if it's
LSU, man.
Rice, LSU, Alabama, Miami of Ohio, whatever school it is, if you want to call in and make a pitch for your school, you're welcome to call in and do so. But Andrew, man, I certainly appreciate you, having this interview with us, man. It's really been a pleasure.
Pleasure's mine, for sure.
Talking to you, man, and again, and here's the this is what everybody knows, Andrew. This is what everybody knows, Andrew, is that historically, and Coach Cole can attest to this because he's a SWAC historian, as well as a former championship coach and legendary player. The team with the quarterback that plays the best usually wins the SWAC, right? With you being one of the best quarterbacks available currently in the SWAC, right? You can literally, the balance of the SWAC could definitely be swung to the school, whoever retains Andrew Body, or the school that acquires Andrew Body. Does that put a lot of pressure on you, Andrew, knowing that you literally can determine which school will play in the Celebration Bowl with your decision of what school to go to?
So as Sam, my coach used to tell me, bro, my pops just told me, quit saying, bro, let me stop. He said, pressure is that uneasy feeling when you unprepared. So I wouldn't say I feel no pressure at all, because I know wherever I go, I'm prepared. I know God prepared me for wherever he sets me in, and I know I'm gonna be ready for whatever.
We had a call. We had a call from H-Town, and let's get to it because we had him on hold. So, caller, with the last 40602, you're live on the HBCU Coaches Corner Special Edition with none other than the SWAC legend himself, Johnnie Cole. Hey, man. Hey, first, you're gonna have to pause whatever you're listening to and listen to us on the phone. All right. You need to pause that and listen and talk to us on the phone. Yeah.
Okay. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Yeah, this is a big fan of AB. I just
What
want
up,
to say I'm proud of him, and I'm glad he's healthy.
Hey, let me ask you, caller, whatever school you represent, do you think y'all can win the championship with Andrew Body?
Man, I represent whatever makes Andrew happy, and I'm riding with him. We going all the way.
So you're an Andrew Body fan.
He one of them riders.
Yeah, I'm an Andrew Body fan, man. He in H-Town.
That low-key sounds like my kinfolk.
Andrew said that must be.
Yeah, I'm his big cousin. I'm just calling in to be a part of the conversation.
Well, let me ask you this, because where would you like to see Andrew?
To be honest with you, is wherever he want to go. Because to be honest, that's the way football or sports is going now. You go where you feel like you can make a difference.
That makes sense, cuz. That makes sense, man. Hey, cuz I appreciate you calling in. Thank you, man.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, bet.
Bye.
Yeah, Andrew. You got every school in the SWAC, their fan base has an interest in you coming to their school. One thing we know as football fans, I know as a football fan, a quarterback can change the fortunes of your team for the good and the bad. Isn't that right, Coach Cole? So,
well, without a doubt, man, without a doubt, I kind of. How well you and Orange? You and Orange pretty good. Orange, your tailback.
Owens, yes sir, yes sir. My dog.
Rusher, and I mean the first all-time rusher in Texas Southern history. You tell him for me and for Rocky that he should have been the MVP. They shouldn't have gave the MVP to the quarterback at Florida A&M, and it wasn't even close. I think it wasn't right, and I think if you would have been healthy, it'd have been y'all 2-1-2, and maybe in the Celebration Bowl as well.
Nah, we would have.
Ain't no way you run 2,900 yards, Rock, and don't get MVP of the league.
And Scotty has pointed out this several times, and I tend to agree with it. Had there been a commitment to the running game with Ladarius Owens during Andrew's tenure as starting quarterback, the first 2 years and going into Andrew's junior year, we may not be talking about an injured, a quarterback coming off injury.
Right. Right.
I mean, I honestly had no idea that Owens was that kind of back. I didn't know that. He obviously proved to everybody that he was like that. And so rather than Andrew and this is no knock to you. This is no knock to you when I say this. You were somewhat like James Harden. When they asked James Harden, can you fit into the system? James Harden replied, I am the system. And to me, that's what, and it may be how you were coached, how you played, but you played the game in a way that you were the system when you were healthy, right? And I think you could have benefited from getting or playing in an offense that let your dynamic teammates be more involved in the outcome of the game, because obviously when you weren't there, they had to be, and on occasion they were definitely able to deliver, especially Owens.
Yeah,
for sure, man. LD, and it's crazy. It's so crazy because you'll see him do some chill stuff in practice. You'll be like, man, like that look good. Try to do that in the game.
Do you know?
And then he'll get. What's up, Coach?
Go ahead. No, go. I'm sorry.
I was saying that he'll do it in the game full speed and put somebody on their back.
Yeah. Do you know how long Rocky's going to take another back from Texas Southern or any other school in the SWAC to rush for 2,900 yards? That's almost 3,000 yards in a season. That's a lot of yards, man.
Yeah, that is, Coach. I don't suspect Darius Owens has any worry about that record being broken anytime soon.
Because the guy's record he broke saying that was back in 2020, 1998, something like that. And that's 20 years, man. And there's no way that kid should have got MVP. You just don't run that many yards and and you're not the best back in the league. You just don't do it. And not MVP. Yeah. But that's how, if I ain't told you one thing, Andrew, tonight, that's how important winning is. The winner got the trophy, and the guy who supposed to got the trophy just didn't win enough football games.
Most definitely.
Hey, Andrew. Hey, man, you've been gracious enough to be on here with an hour and 20 minutes, and I want to thank you for being so gracious and be on here with us, man. We know, you're going to do what's in your best interest. But I know coming from me, man, I'm just glad to know that Andrew body is back 100% healthy.
Come on. I appreciate y'all having me on here, man. It was a blessing. Truthfully, it was a blessing. Everything, man. I hope y'all have a blessed Christmas, blessed holidays, and thank y'all for having me, for real.
We gonna keep up with your career. We ain't done. I know you got a maroon and gray shirt underneath your pretty shirt you got on now. You just make sure you keep one of them under there if we can keep you at the.
Hey, and Andrew, after you make your decision, come back and talk to us. We really appreciate that.
Say that.
All right. Thanks, Andrew. Hey, everybody, that was Andrew Body, the TSU former starting quarterback, on with us. He was gracious enough to be on with us an hour and 20 minutes.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.